All right, I'm going to answer some very deep questions. Well, maybe not so deep, some not so deep, some baffling you. I'm going to answer some really difficult questions that aren't really so difficult, and you can take my answers as to be true for you or not. But I like to expand you into a space where there are no limits, because the truth is there are no limits. How can there be? We're on a speck at 30,000 miles an hour rotating around the sun, hanging in mid-space. What's that? And we would question if there's other life out there or if we can heal ourselves. It's insanity. But then we are on the cray-cray planet. You want to hear my answers to the tough questions? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. I want to share something with you, and I'm going to do a video on this shortly. Major shift happened again. I haven't said this in a while. Major shift happened. Energy shift, but not for everybody. Things are evolving, but a major shift is happening depending on whether you're going into expansion or not. This is why I named 2021 the year of expansion. If you don't go into expansion, you will remain in the same frequency, in the fear, the same habits, the same beliefs, and you will not progress into that state of being, which was the whole purpose of you coming here. And that's okay. You can live your whole life like that. But it's not safety. No one's safe. You don't have to be safe, because you cannot be destroyed. You are the power of the universe. You are absolute ultimate love. That's what you come from. And everything else is our creation. All right, number one question. Is there hell? No. No, you know what hell is? Here, right on this planet. We get to create it. So part of our experience as humans, one of the most challenging planets in all of the universes, which is endless, we get to experience the lowest density and behavior and block from what we truly are than any other species out there. Why? So that we can know it, which means you chose a really master class to learn in, and that's what Earth is. The hell is what we create here. Hell is being in fear all the time, having to lock your doors from one another, starving because other humans won't share, or that we don't have a system that takes care of that, because no one ever has to suffer on this planet, ever. So what is hell? Hell is self-created. It's a choice that we get to make. So if you actually really believe it, I want to ask you a question. And this is not to go against any religion of any kind. I respect everybody's opinions and religions, right? I'm not here to argue with you, but I am going to ask you this question. Where did you get the idea that there is hell if you believe in it? Where'd that come from? Did you just knew it? No, it came from some book, teachings, religion. Where did they get it? All of our teachings have been manipulated and changed throughout the years. So what was originally written, which was always by man, by the way, what was written, what is that? Egos are involved. So as the years go by and as new leaders come in and people in power want to control that, change the meaning, and a few words can change it drastically. And so now if it includes fear, it's man-made. If it includes fear, it's man-made. All right? Man-infused, man-interpreted. Okay, you don't have to believe that. All right, you're going to know I'm right about this one topic when you go to the other side, because I'm speaking from love, and the one would never punish you. That's impossible. It allows you, the one power of which everything is, allows you, the greatness of everything, allows you to explore the contrast. That's all hell is. And hell's right here. We're creating it. We can end it anytime we want. You can end it today. You never have to go into that space. So don't worry. No matter what you did here, you're not going to hell. You're going into the arms of pure unconditional love and not judgment. There's no judgment. You're going to do it. Yes, there is Second question, what happens when we die? Well, not everybody experiences the same thing because you bring your energy field over with you. So whatever you think and believe determines your frequency over there and the lessons over there and all of those good things, and whether you're told to come back or not, because we all have different paths we chose as expressions, individual expressions of the one. We're not separate from it, but we get to experience being individuals. So some people will go over and go through a tunnel. Others will have, relatives greet them. Part of that is your energy field and what you believe and think actually gets created over there. Because we're not human beings on the other side, yet you will see your relatives looking like human beings. Why? So that you'll know them. And by the way, they always look really young and cool, right? All of mine do. And sometimes they change their age. Like my mom, one day wasn't as young as she was in the last few times I saw her. And they get to choose. They get to switch that out. And they may be going through stuff over there that you don't understand. Maybe they have to experience certain things, so they will appear differently. And some of them won't appear to you at all. They're off into other realms. All right, they aren't any one individual thing, so they are experiencing everything at all times. I'm not going to go into that. It's bigger than our human brains can imagine. All right, so when you go over, you will get to experience unconditional love no matter who you are. And there may be a temporary period of time where you transition into that depending on what you thought. So if you go in with fear, and you may have an attachment to the material world like my dad did, or sadness or regret over things you did, your energy field may hang out here for a while before you transition and realize nothing to be afraid of. You can go over, you're loved. And so there may be fear involved with some entities that realize what they did or stuck in lower frequency. Don't let that be you. So we all get to ultimately go to love. Anything else is our own energy field and choices that we've made, and eventually we all end up in the same beautiful, amazing space with new adventures and new lessons to learn. And then we go into a cleansing. Everybody gets to go into a cleansing and a rest point where that energy gets, just like here, we clear our energy fields and we do that. It's over there, the same thing. We bring that energy with us. Okay. All right. So the third thing, somebody asked me, why do awakened people suffer so much? Why is it more painful for them to be here? All right. You're going to love this one. So you know that I talk about the many mansions, right? Many mansions are just different dimensions. Within the dimensions, there are different existences, realities. So if we are on planet Earth, which is a mansion, and there is a dark, moldy, poopy cellar, and you're on a super low frequency, you're down there, you don't know there's a penthouse. You don't know there's a penthouse, and we're up there with a beautiful view, drinking champagne and laughing and having a great time. So in order to get up there, you have to raise your frequency, and then you have to get on the elevator, and you can only get the elevator to move up if you raise your own frequency, and then it moves. You can't just push a button and go up. So you might go to this level and this level, you might go back down again. But on that frequency, you will meet other people on that frequency in situations, and they're all going to be either entrenched in the ego or hoarding and all the stupid stuff we do here, illnesses and stuff. And the higher you go up, the more you let go of all that. Once you go to the high level frequency penthouse, guess what happens? There's no illness, there's no anger, there's no hoarding, there's nothing but love and compassion. Welcome. There's really nothing to even talk about, just music and, laughing and dancing and all the things that you ever want to do. But here's what happens. When you're in that frequency and you're in the penthouse, you know about the cellar. When you're the cellar and you have never been to another floor, you don't know about the penthouse. Make sense? So it's sad for, awakened beings to know that so many are in the cellar suffering. So they will go into a space of sending their light and their love into the collective, because they know those are not individuals down there. They are part of one entity experiencing individual expressions, but our power to change the frequency of this planet, which is why many people have come here come here to do that, that's their mission, is just to raise the frequency, actually affects the decisions of other people. So those people down in the basement that don't even know the penthouse exists finally have an epiphany, decide to do something nice, and they end up going up, and then they realize, oh, so it's a little painful when you know, and you're in this beautiful, amazing space, and you witness the pain and suffering goes on, because, you know, when you come from a place of love and compassion, that never feels good. And as collective, we're always going to feel that pain. People talk about being empaths. Oh, the world is painful. I'm like, you know what? Now the world is full of joy and love. Why aren't you picking up on that? Maybe you're not focused on it. Everyone's an empath, and some are super, super sensitive. So I'm asking you, what, you know, are you ever picking up the good stuff? Why not? Because there's some really amazing, you know, frequencies out there. So maybe you need to focus on that more and spread it, instead of saying, oh, your energy, then you're being a victim, and, you know, there you go. All right, so next question. All right, so I want to talk about miracles. The Miracle Space, that's my monthly membership. What is the Miracle Space? I want to tell you what it is, and that everybody can go into the Miracle Space. The only reason we call it miracles is because, oh, we healed ourselves. Everybody can do that every day, all right? But we're so dense that it's like such an exception to how we live, when we could actually just all shift into that. We actually could all just shift into that, just by letting everything else go. No more negativity, no more blame, no more they did this, you know, sometimes people leave these comments about what's wrong with the world. Yeah, we already know. Big whoop. What are you doing to change it? Let's talk about the good stuff that's going on out there, because there is, and if you're the one contributing to it, you live in that reality. The Miracle Space has no fear. It just completely lets go. It has no answers either, because that's how Christ was able to heal people who didn't even believe in certain things. Why? Because they just let go. Let go and let God. They didn't have to have any beliefs, or you know, if I believe in so and so, then it'll happen for me. No, because there are, you know, there's the wolf child out there that doesn't know about the Bible or anything else. So of course they could be just as more awakened than anybody else, because they're not tainted by all of our garbage here. The Miracle Space is when you experience fears, but you know you don't allow it to affect you anymore. You know that everything's coming from within. You realize if you see something out there you don't like, you're actually participating in it, creating it, or it's there for you to learn, and there's something either has to change, or you have to shift your reality to see it differently. Because everything's an opportunity for you. Everything. That's the whole planet's just an opportunity for you. All right? High level training. So Miracle Circle is what I created because I want to teach people that manifesting is what we do 24/7, but what we want to do now in the Great Awakening is to manifest on the highest frequency, because that changes the planet and you. In other words, you find fault with absolutely nothing. You don't have to understand anything. There is no mantra or thing you have to do or drug you take or ceremony. There's nothing. You're already there. You're there. And yes, there's energy that can be, you know, used, manipulated, some beautiful things that can be done, chakras, all that's real. But the truth is, you can shift into the Miracle Circle just with your beliefs and your thoughts, and let go and know that you're here. Everything has beautiful purpose. There is pain, and there's only struggle when you fight it. You experience it because now you know what it's like to be that human being, and now you're going to know what it's like to be that perfect, beautiful light being that you are, because you know pain. Can't know this unless you know this, right? So I want you to just understand the Miracle Space exists right now for everybody, and when we're all doing it, it won't be a miracle anymore. It's just how we're going to live, and more people are going into that space. Yes, you're in a human world, you know, a planet that's transitioning. It's purposeful. You're going to stay in that transition period until you transition, but your world's going to look different. Your reality's going to be different. You're going to start seeing things so amazing coming to you because you're up in that penthouse. There's nothing but amazing things there. So come on up to the Miracle Circle. You guys can sign up for that. Go to landriaonkka.com. You can sign up for my free stuff, my monthly membership. I'm recruiting people to come over because it's less than $30 for an entire month of training and a live session with me. It could be life-changing for you, all right? All right, so next tough question. How do you know what kind of decisions to make? When is it your ego and when is it your intuition? All right, so everybody has intuition and you always have the right answers all the time. Bottom line, you always have the right answers. Now, the question is, if you're feeling fear or not. That must be my ego. Not necessarily, because the ego is feeling fear because you might be going with change that's positive and it wants you to stay in what it thinks is a safe place. So you might be experiencing fear because you're going with your intuition. All right. So this is one of the lessons that I teach is it's called discernment, wisdom of discernment. How do you know? You know. First of all, if you're looking to do something and you know it's a higher frequency, is this a higher frequency decision? And maybe it's neither there or yes or no. So the question is how am I going to benefit from this from an evolution standpoint, an adventure standpoint, an expansion? I say, are you expanding from it? You can't make a mistake. So if you go into that job and it just seems right, it turns out not to be so right, you still learned from it and you evolved. So the right job will come because you're going in that direction of opening yourself up to expansion and you learn. Right? Oh, I went into this marriage and it seemed wonderful. And it's not, but you wouldn't know that till you went into it. That's what being human is all about. So they turn out to be not so nice. And the expansion is now I'm going to evolve and get out of that because I deserve better. I'm going to raise my frequency. And now I know, there's some signs when somebody cheats or lies or whatever. Bless them. But I'm not going to choose that the next time. I learned. And that is the wisdom of discernment. So you will know, because if you're going into expansion and if you got the idea to make a change in the first place, take a good look at it and ask yourself why, what's motivating that decision, and go in and ask yourself what's really the best choice for me. And if I have fear, I might have to move past that fear anyways. And then once you do things, and I'll tell you, simplifying your life seems scary, and you'll find out, wow, this is freeing because you went into it. You can always buy new stuff, right? Who cares? Can't take it with you. All right, so that's what you're going to do with your decision making. Okay, and so the last thing is, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Everyone has the same purpose. Every single person has the same purpose. Big purpose. To evolve. To experience and evolve, to experience contrast, and then evolve from it. That's it. That's it. Not everybody's on the same frequency. They didn't come here on the same frequency. But you personally evolve, experience, learn. That's it. What you have within that as a purpose is, what's your gift? What do people tell you you're good at? What do you enjoy? And by the way, sometimes just because you're good at something doesn't mean you have to do it for a living. It might not be something you enjoy. Do something you love and you enjoy. Purpose. Teaching knitting. That could be your purpose. Don't put some big Gandhi, expectations on that. All right? So I just want you to understand that every single person here has a massive purpose. It's not like you're missing it. We all have the exact same one. We all chose to be here as a group on this planet at this time period for a specific reason, and that's to raise the frequency of the planet, evolve our own personal energy field, raise that frequency, continue to learn. No matter how awakened you are, you will constantly have lessons. It never ends. Not even the guys over there on the massive levels. I met a major master dude. I don't even know what he was. Oh, I think it was a council of 9. He said, I said, you're not, I'm thinking, I know this isn't God, because God's like everything massive is, He says, no. He says, I oversee the galaxy. He said, by the way, there are others above me. There are others I answer to, he said. There are 9 of us. Well, whoa, that was new for me. That was last year, I think. This is 2021. I think it was 2020 I was told that. I went, there are 9? You answer to somebody else? He says, yes, we oversee the galaxies. They have assignments just like we do. Okay, here you go. Planet Earth. Here's the Milky Way. You know, somebody else has Andromeda or whatever, and they have to oversee these things. How crazy is that? Is it? I don't think there's anything that's crazy. There's no such thing as crazy. All right, so last one. This is my favorite. I actually saw my first UFO in 2020. I've always wanted to see one. This one absolutely slam dunk, absolutely beyond the shadow of a doubt, was a UFO, and I mean an alien craft. It wasn't some big old thing. It was sort of metallic looking. It looked more like a top than a saucer. Not a cloud in the sky. It came over, it hovered. I'm thinking, is that a balloon? It moved, it hovered, it stayed, and there was a wind and it stayed. And then I went, oh my gosh, I think this is a UFO. And a jet came by, a passenger jet, and it went boom and disappeared. And then I knew it. That's exactly what it was. And I thought it was so cool. Are there aliens? Yeah, we're here. What do you think we are? We're life forms on a planet. Why wouldn't there be life forms on other planets? You know what? That's like, and well, how would they get here? You know, it would take 50 million light years. Okay, so it's like telling a caveman that I could be in California in a couple of hours and him thinking, you couldn't walk there in a couple of hours? That's insane. Well, we have technology via planes that could do that, right? So we're like cavemen thinking still. So, oh, you know, of course they're not getting here the same way we do. They're way more advanced. We are a fairly new planet. Of course there are some out there that are billions of years old, so far beyond our capabilities, and by the way, not blowing themselves up, and some haven't advanced all that much either, but I guarantee you we're the biggest threat in the universe, and so we're being watched. And yes, because we are a community, we are a galactic federation of which people here absolutely know that, and I think that our governments and other people are recognizing, thanks to the people who have brought it to the forefront and are talking about it, and even if they're called crazy, I don't know why anybody call anybody crazy. I think it's crazy to think that we're the only ones here, and to me that's like, oh, you know. So what's going to happen is, yes, we've already had disclosure. Everybody's like waiting for disclosure. I'm like, oh, we've already had it. Come on, how many people have seen things, talked about it? We've got abductions. We got stuff. How much more proof do you need? You know, oh, do you think that's aliens? Duh. I just think this is funny. They're here, and by the way, I will also do a video that I don't believe anybody is 100% human anyway. What's that? You can't be. We come from something else, so you can't be 100% human. You had to come from something else to even be a human. So I do think that we are part alien hybrids. You know, you can say, oh, she lost me now. Okay. Whatever, believe what you do. When they land out here in the front lawn, I think you and I are going to have a little talk and say, you know what, they're not bad. If they were, they'd have taken us out a long time ago because we're a threat to the universe. And, you know, they're just watching and respecting our decisions. But at some point, you know, it's going to be go time. And they're going to step in, and they are letting us know they're there, and we are getting much more comfortable with that idea that they're not a threat, that we're the threat. We're the only ones that blow each other up, and they're not doing that to us. You know, we can talk about alien abductions and all that, and I have my own opinion of that, but let's just say, yes, of course, there's other forms, and they don't all look like us, and some of them do, and yes, they've been here, and yes, they're here, and it's not a big deal. Why is that a shocker? I think it's exciting, and so let's get ready for some amazing, amazing discoveries and, you know, exposures and all kinds of things that we'll never have 100% of information from, you know, who's doing what. I don't really care. I don't want to spend my time on that. I want to look at what's going on out there that's exciting. You know, this is an amazing time for us to live in. Look at what we're discovering. Look at the technology that we're going into that a few years ago somebody would say is impossible. So, yes, we could have free energy, we could have free food, we could have a chemical-free planet, we can have all those things, and we can see that in our lifetime. But you have to focus on it, my friend. So if your attention's anyplace else, then you're contributing to the lower density of which we've lived in for centuries. Welcome to the new earth. So you can sign up for the Miracle Circle off of landriaonkka.com, or Manifest Anything, which is a free video series, and you can check it out from there. I just want to raise the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. Starts here, right? Your whole perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please subscribe and share these. YouTube's scrubbing my subscribers. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to sit here and give the good word. Whatever happens, happens. I got some really cool stuff coming for you. I think you're going to love in the spiritual realm. It's going to help you empower yourself in a way that's so peaceful and loving and giving. It's going to transform the planet. You get to choose. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.